welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for, yes, the 5th of January. Let's see if I can get it right today. Sorry, apologies, yesterday I did say December. I'm still a month behind, but I am catching up. I am back with my doggos. I've got Sprocket here and Sophie Penny went home. So I'm back with my crazy mutts. So I will close my eyes and get started and we'll see what comes up, what messages we get. Now, this is for you guys watching my channel. I'm getting that we're not going to have to compromise. We don't have to compromise to make our future work. We just have to stay really true and on our path. That's what I'm getting. There's no compromising. And I guess if you think about compromising, it's like when you had to be mandated to keep your job, this kind of thing. I feel moving forward that's not going to happen anymore because, as we know, there's too much proof out there that it was all lies and deception. Hello, Twitter, releasing all the information. Someone's on here said that Fauci was going to get a bit of a drop on Twitter too, so fingers. So I feel like there'll be no more compromising. You can just really stay true to your path. Like I said yesterday, the tightrope walkers, just stay balanced and stable on your true path. I'm getting that. No more compromising and trying to tiptoe around other people's narratives and relatives and friends and all that. We have to really stay true to our path and not compromise our own integrity is probably the message that we're getting here today. Sorry, I just have a bit of coffee. You know that I do. Okay, let's see where else we go. God, I'm getting America. And I'm getting that America has an abundance of, well, I'm thinking commodities, but I'm thinking like a lot of stuff going on in America at the moment is centered around oil. I think this has happened in the past, hasn't it, with Trump and things like this, but I am getting there's a lot of oil. I'm just getting oil extraction, whatever that means. I'm not really sure, to be quite honest, but that's what I'm getting in America. There's a lot of toing and froing around the oil crises. That's what I'm getting. And I'm guessing this is like, you know, all to do with the dollar. But I feel like America's really playing this game around the oil now. They're not like touching on the surface of it. This is becoming a very, very big subject in America, oil, the oil industry. And I'm guessing that means like gas and this kind of thing. That's just what I'm getting. This is being very, very talked about on a huge, ginormic scale in America. That's what I'm getting. You might not be seeing all that because we know you pretty much never see anything on mainstream media or TV or anywhere like that. But this is what's being discussed. There's a lot of this, the commodities and what we can trade and what's going to benefit us. This is in America. There's a lot of this... well, it's about political power. America's trying to really gain and control their political power. This is Biden and his administration, which we pretty much know Biden's not making the decisions anymore. Ooh, it's getting worse, isn't it, guys, by the day? So that's what I'm getting from America. There's a lot happening around these industries to keep themselves politically propped up in America. To show that they command the attention of the rest of the globe. So whatever you have over there is important. It's important. That's what I'm getting. Let's see what else we get. God, I'm getting that there's a lot of strange happenings going on at the moment. Now I am feeling, and I'm getting that sort of UFO kind of strange. Like, we know a lot of the truths are coming out about that. Is it Roswell? And these kind of things that, you know, a lot of the military and that are coming out with their truths now. So I am getting there's still going to be these, in 2023, I feel like there's going to be another lot of strange things reported around the UFO kind of sightings, experiences. See, people are feeling strong enough and game enough now to come out and talk about their, perhaps when they've been abducted by whatever, and these kind of experience where people thought they were absolutely mad before and needed to go into a mental asylum or mental home. Now they're actually being received as maybe telling the truth. So I do feel like there's going to be a lot of this, people coming out and telling their stories around this kind of thing. But also I feel like visually there's going to be a lot more strange sightings and things going on. I'm getting the Arizona desert. Yeah, I'm just getting these truths. We're going to start to be fed this information more. We know that they've tried to dribble it out to people, and like it's so weird. I know to you guys watching my channel, we kind of go, wow, this is amazing. We always, have dabbled in the UFO, conspiracy theories and all this kind of stuff that they call it, the media and government. But now it's all coming to fruition, and it's like people aren't even interested anymore. It's really weird, isn't it? Not us. We're always interested in these things because we know that they lie and deceive people. Like there's an example right there about how the government has lied to people for what? Years and years and years. That was all kept under wraps and very close guarded secrets and all that. And now it's all coming out to be true, and people are like, oh yeah, like, how's that not shock people into thinking, well, maybe my government does lie to me, i.e. the jab example. This happens. And that's a very concrete kind of example of your government has lied to you for what? Well, we know it's probably been 3 years here around the jab wheel. But, there's an example of keeping everything under very close lock and key around any of this alien stuff. So I'm getting a bit this year about people telling their stories, more sightings, and because of course we've got media now, like our iPhones and all this kind of stuff, people are going to capture more images. Things are going to get captured on their phones. There's going to be strange happenings. I'm getting that. I am getting Arizona, so it'll be interesting to see if anything happens there. And see, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that the veil is thinning. That's what the guides are saying. They're saying that the veil is thinning for people to see things. It's like us. It's like I always talk about us having, as awake people that are here on my channel, we have these crystal glasses that we can see things with much more clarity than a lot of the people who are still in the mass psychosis or the sleepwalkers who are waking up. So we get to see these things because the veils are lifting. I'd say the veils have lifted for most of us. So we might start to have very different experiences too in our lives. We might get more synchronicities, more of these things that are going to start to happen to us that will, well, they call them, synchronicities, happenstance, sliding door moments. I do feel like we're going to get a lot more of that, but we're going to, as freedom fighter, Braveheart bikers, people who are awake, we're going to see the significance of it. See, not only do we kind of go, oh, wow, that was weird, that just happened, I just saw 1111 or I saw 44444 or whatever your numbers are, or, we all have different synchronicities. I see a lot of number plates. I know you guys, my husband sees eagles. That's his sort of, shows him he's on his path. And these are the things that guide us and show us that we're on our path moving forward. So these are the things that we might start to experience a lot more of. When you start living from a higher frequency and vibration, you start to get a lot more synchronistic signs and messages because you're starting to tune into them and you're starting to hear them and you're aware of them. So I feel like 2023, we're going to get a lot more of these things happening, but it's going to be good. We're going to kind of acknowledge it, you got to appreciate when these things sort of fall into your lap and something happens like that. Take it as a positive, because usually things that do happen synchronistically or by coincidence or chance or whatever, there's usually a message in it for you. And usually I see it as that you're on your path and you're heading where you need to go, and that's sort of just they're little confirmation signs to me, because sometimes the chances of these things happening are crazy and you go, wow, how could that happen? Like, so many things. I'm sure you've all got stories that you could probably share with us down below if you wanted to about some of your synchronistic experiences. But you're going to find in 2023 there's going to be more of these. And maybe even the sleepwalkers will start to get these too, because they'll start to get more signs and synchronicities as well. That will probably wake them up, I would say, meaning that the information will start to get to them, the truth information. Gosh, so many doctors and that are starting to speak out now. I think, like I said the other day, I think a lot of the doctors and the cardiologists and things like this and specialists with the vaccines and things realise that the government's probably about to drop them in it. When there's starting to be a lot of lawsuits around jab injuries and things like that, government's not going to want to take the fall for all of that. They're going to put it on to, they just listened to the WHO and they took advice from APRA or the CDC or whoever was giving the advice. And so this is all going to start to fall back on the doctors now, because it's like, well, the doctors didn't tell you the truth. Mind you, we know here they've all been silenced by APRA, CDC, whoever. So I do feel like doctors are starting to wake up. There's a lot more cardiologists speaking out now. We already know here about the embalmers and the funeral directors who are speaking out about the terrible clots that they've been finding because they can't seem to flush the blood through the bodies. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of truth tellers coming out. I keep talking about these truth movements. Well, there's more and more of them. Cardiologists are coming together now. They're speaking out their truth. It's so hard to get the truth out there, guys, isn't it? It's just, it's crazy to us that, oh God, look, to be honest, you've got to give it to Elon Musk. He is putting some truth out there. He is. He's allowing that platform now to start to tell the other sides of the story. So we have to take it as a huge positive. It is positive. God, any bit of truth that comes out that might just pop up in someone's face is brilliant, because it gives them another perspective rather than just one side of the story, the COVID agenda story. They might start to get a different perspective. So we have to really embrace what, we know he's into the microchipping and all that. But look, at the end of the day, if this helps with the shift and the Great Awakening, we have to embrace what Elon's doing around the truth. And we all know the voting has been the biggest scam, especially in America. I mean, here too in Australia. But we have to take any positive that we can get, guys, to try and get this information to people. Cardiologists, who have been in the industries for years and years, are talking about the huge increase in myocarditis. And these things coincide with someone getting a jab. It's not like they can just blame COVID for everything, which we know they're trying to do. These things are coinciding with someone getting like a booster and boom, they die suddenly, as that documentary on Rumble. If no one's seen it, go check it out. It's worth watching. There's a lot of people dying suddenly for no apparent reason, even children. It's just insane. How's all the China threat now with all the borders? And they just want to spread all this worldwide. Let's open our borders while we're having the worst COVID crisis we could ever have since the beginning. Let's do it all again. Oh, I told you it's going to be the immortal CV virus that's just going to go on and on and on. Oh, I'm so over it. I know you guys are over it. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, let's see where else we go. I'm getting this visual of all the tractors heating up and warming up. I've got this picture on my head of tractors warming up. Their engines are running. There's like diesel or whatever coming out of they run on diesel, I'm guessing. There's all this black kind of smoke coming out. They're just kicking up their tractors. And this is what I'm getting for the tractor movements rather. I feel like in New Zealand, I'm getting tractors are getting started. These could be the protests that are starting. I'm just seeing this vision. I got the song the other day about a convoy of trucks and things like this. This is globally. This is worldwide. I feel like tractors are going to come together. We know farms are being hit really hard. We know what Bill Gates is up to, buying all the farms and all this blah, blah. And New Zealand, Jacinda, yes, we know what she's doing to farmers over there, taxing them for cow burps and all this nonsense. So I am getting that there's tractors starting to sort of, it's showing me them lining up, getting ready. So I feel like in the background, and look, this could be in Canada too. I'm not dismissing Canada at all, because I think you guys have got the balls to do it. But I'm definitely getting like Netherlands. Oh, I'm even getting Sweden. I'm getting these sort of area, Belgium. I'm getting these areas. I'm just seeing tractors. And the thing is, like I keep saying to you, once the tractors get moving with these protests or whatever, then it brings trucks, and then it brings the people in their cars and other things. It's not just going to be farm tractors, but I am getting these farm tractors all lined up, and big ones, not just little ones that put along. We're talking some big harvesters and things like that could, nearly take up a whole road, because people aren't, parliamentarians aren't going to want great big harvesters like coming to block the roads. So I am getting this visual, and I'm getting it definitely, I'm getting it for New Zealand, and I'm getting it globally. The tractors are starting up. It's showing me even tractors that have been like, for example, sitting on a farm and haven't been used for a while. I feel like people are starting to kick up the engines, get things oil and greased up, ready to hit the road. So this could be igniting globally. There could be some really big things starting to happen now. See, the minute this kicks off, I keep saying the end of January, but I do feel like March is going to be the big month of fight backs and probably strikes, but I am seeing a lot of fight backs around the nonsense. It's so much BS. God, it's just ridiculous. Let's see where else we go. I'm getting Japan. Been getting a little bit of Japan lately. Japan's getting a bit ruthless with its control measures. I do feel like Japan's wanting to get on the map. They don't want to be left behind. So that's why I'm getting Japan. Japan wants to be known as its own entity, and we know that they are. They're pretty strong in what their viewpoints are. But I am getting that they're standing on their own, but they want to be politically strong on the map. They don't want to be left behind. See, they don't want to be squashed by other nations and just mistreated. They want to be respected. Japan wants to be respected in this global agenda that's coming. We know it's coming. That's what I'm getting for Japan. I am getting the word fightbacks for Japan. Hang on a minute. I'm getting the word fightbacks, but then they're showing me this like beautiful Japanese tea house where it's all calm and there's people sitting there having a beautiful tea ceremony. So I feel like in Japan they have very good balance. The people have very good balance. That's why we probably don't hear a lot about Japan's protests and things like that. They're very, very controlled in their measures of fighting back. It feels like they fight back using their energy, their personal power. They still make a stand, but they also have this way of finding calm and peace in their chaos. So it brings Japan very good balance. So I feel like Japan has very good balance. Like people will stand up and will fight back, but then they also balance themselves out with a very good calm energy. Example, the tea house. So that's the image I'm getting for Japan. They still want to politically like rise up in the world, but things don't get out of hand so much. That's why we don't hear a lot about Japan, but they're still we know what they're still doing, like everybody else is doing, squashing all the little people supposedly. So I am getting that for Japan. And Japan, it's like showing me, like even during the war days, how Japan was very smart and very clever. Well, they're still like that these days. They keep themselves detached from other kind of nations, but they're still very strong within their own country. That's what I'm getting for Japan. Never dismiss Japan is the words from the guides. They're very strong, well-balanced people in Japan. They've been navigating this really, really well so far. Let's see what else we get. Gosh, they're showing me, this is for you guys watching my channel, they're showing us over it behind Wilson's fence. On this channel, if you're new here, we talk often about Wilson's world or Wilson's fence off Tool Time, Tim the Tool Man. And Wilson used to be this character that you'd only see his eyes, you'd never actually see the full person. And we often relate to that because that's how we protect ourselves. We sometimes go behind the fence and we be Wilson and just look at things from afar that are rolling out and things that are coming towards us. But it's showing me now we have to open our gate to allow others in as well. So it's almost like not letting our guard down. That's not what the guides are saying. The guides are saying it's okay to allow people now to wake up and to realize what's been going on. So we have to keep the gate open for others to perhaps ask us questions, perhaps try and find things out. Perhaps their curiosity might start to pick our brains. These things could start to happen in 2023. I think people might start to ask little questions. They won't be major, but they might be little things. And that's when you get your opportunity to plant a seed. So keep the gate open, guys, for people to approach you, because we don't want to be unapproachable either. If people are looking for this kind of information about waking up and the reset and who's Klaus Schwab and why are they doing this, and that opportunity comes up where people kind of look at you or ask you, knowing you're the big conspiracy theorist BS detector, in actual fact, remember, they're going to look at you for a little bit of direction. So I feel like this could happen in 2023. That's already been happening to my husband, actually, with a few of his mates and people at work. They actually ask him, well, why didn't you get the jab? Like, what was it that, why didn't you get the jab? You know? So there's a lot of questions that are starting to come out now because, like I keep saying, we're living proof. We're still here. None of us are jabbed. And hardly any of us have had CV. Some have, but we didn't even get as sick as a lot of the... Hi, Bubba. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Spock. We didn't get it. He's a big bear, isn't he? I've missed my puppies. Oh. So I think a lot of us, you know, are living proof that they've been lied to. And they know it. They know it now. They do. They know it. Oh, I've got to hold his hand. You know that I do. We've got to hold hands, me and Sprocket, if you're new here. These are my rescue dogs. They're brother and sister. And they're big goofs, but I do love them dearly. I've got to hold his hand. You know that I do, guys. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting just that we're still here. What happened in China in the very beginning with people dropping dead in the streets and it became the pandemic of the unvaccinated has been the biggest lie and BS, as we know, on this channel. And they're still being lied to. But people are starting to question things now. See, they're starting to question. Because how... from a virus does all your life reset and change so dramatically? They would have to be questioning it, wouldn't they? I keep planting seeds on Facebook and sharing stuff. I know you guys do. And thanks for sharing some of my Facebook videos and things, guys, as well. I said I've got a few on there on Chrissy Fitzgerald Psychic Life Coach page that you're welcome to share anything off there. That's my public page. That Karen Phelps, I said, is a big doctor here in Australia, and she's speaking out about, oh, he's missed me. Give me a cuddle. About the, oh, I've got to hold his hand. About the vaccine injuries. Like, that's huge. Please go check it out if you haven't. I'll just see what else we get. Sorry, my dogs. I've missed my doggies. They've missed me. I do love them. I know you guys love them too. He's got to hold my hand. He's such a goof. He's so big, Sprocket. He's Wolfhound Blue Arab Cross, and he's just so big. He loves food, and he knows I've got a big bone on the sink ready for him to go and have a munch on in a minute. Sit down. I got you. Sit. Oh, I know. Getting a kiss. He's crazy. He is. He's like a big polar bear. I'll just see if there's anything else today. Hang on a minute. Wait there. I'm nearly finished. Good boy. Sit down. Sit. 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 Sorry, guys. You know my dogs. They're very disruptive. Sit. 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 I'll see if there's something else today. God, it's showing me, I often talk here about trains and like people getting on trains and going, I think the other week we had the train that was going to nowhere, that the sleepwalkers were on this train to nowhere, which we know is the CV, immortal CV virus, which is just going nowhere. It's just going on and on and on, and their lives being taken down to nothing financially and everything. Sorry, guys, I'm breathing in my ear. Oh, I love him. He's a goof. Okay, hands. And I'm getting that. I'm getting now that people are getting off at different stations. So this is great. This is the sleepwalkers and the people waking up. They're starting to get off at different stations now. It's showing me that the train is starting to empty. I keep saying that a lot of these people are starting to come and drift out of the mass psychosis. Oh, Sprocket. Oh, my God. They're starting to drift out of the mass psychosis, which they are. And it's showing me them starting to get off the train because they realise where the F the train is heading to nowhere, like that song, is it by Talking Heads, On the Road to Nowhere? And that's what I'm getting today, that they're starting to get off at different stations. God, we didn't even get on that train, did we? We got on a different train and went to Terabella, our beautiful earth, and escaped in the very beginning. And we've been waiting for other people to come and join us over there. That's why we've got to keep the gate open at Wilson's World. So that's what I'm getting. They're getting off now at different stations that show me that the train's starting to empty, and that's a good thing, guys. We need them to get off. Some people are getting off after 2 jabs. Some people have had an injury and they're getting off after 3 jabs. Some people are starting to wake up because they think, well, why is this financially affecting us? Why? Like here in my town, where our rates are going up and we're paying for the council's debt. So they've decided that we can all pay off the corruption and everything that's gone on in the past few years in our town, and we can just pay that debt off. Like, we didn't create that debt. The people are asking for an audit because how did we get here in debt? You know, and this is global. It's not just in my town. So these are the kind of things, and now we're all paying the price for that. It's nuts, guys. So that's what I'm getting. People are getting off now at different stations, and they're trying to find their way back on a different train to go back the other way and maybe head to Terabella eventually. But at the moment, they're just trying to get off that train, and the crowd is thinning. God, I still see people walk around in the street. Today I was driving along, I saw someone crossing the road in a mask, and I just go, what on earth? Every time I see someone like that, I know you guys are the same, you just think, oh, you're so stuck in 3D. You must sit and watch the news all day long and get just fed that one stupid narrative that just makes no sense at all. Oh, God, it's nuts. I know the frustration, guys. Sorry, sometimes I just get so frustrated by this. I'll see if there's something else to close with today. God, they're showing me this giant checkerboard, right? They're showing me this giant checkerboard. And everyone's making moves, but it's the global elites making all the moves. And they all want to be the big king at the end of, not checkers, it's chess, isn't it? Sorry, guys. They want to be the king. So they're all trying to make a move on each other so they can, like, outplay each other. We know they're competitive. I keep saying these global elites are very competitive, and that they're all trying to outdo each other. We know they are. They all try to climb the ladder of success and have their day in the sun. But I am getting that. They all want to be like the king that's standing at the end of the chess game. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, they're just showing me this black and white checkerboard. And it's this giant game. And if you think about it, the game of chess, it takes a lot of thought. It's a very... It's a thinking game. You have to really think ahead, and you have to look at where your next move is going to be and where it's going to come from and who you can take out. Well, that's how these global elites are. They're wanting to take each other out. They're so competitive. They want to be the one above everybody else who's going to win. That's why I keep saying this reset's going to hit really hard in probably February. And that's when we'll get this real protesting in March. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm getting this giant chess board, and they're all making their moves. This is every global leader, all the elites. They're all making their moves now, and they're playing this huge game of chess. This is globally, and this is about the reset chess game, because they're all playing to win. I'm getting that song. We always have to end with a song here, don't we? I'm getting that song by John Farnham. He's an Australian singer. This time I'm playing to win. Well, that's the song for the global elites. They're all playing to win. We know that they are. We know Trudeau wanted to be the big winner in the beginning, but he went too hard and fast, and then he got everyone offside, and then he woke the rest of the world up, and it all went south for him, which is good, because he had the Ottawa protests, and then everybody saw it and had the domino effect and woke half the world up. Well, nearly half, not quite. We wish it did. So that's what I'm getting. They're still playing to win, that song by John Farnham. Now, I'll see if there's something for us today to close. Yeah, I'm just getting it. People are returning off the train. They're getting off the train. I had that song the other day by Johnny Cash, didn't I? I hear the train a-coming, was it? Coming down the track, and I ain't going back. Well, that's the song we're getting again for these people getting off the train. Hang on a minute. I'll just see if there's something else to close with today. Yeah, and see, that's what they're saying. These people waking up, sleepwalkers in their bubble denial suits, which they keep blowing up. It's like showing me them blowing them up with hot air, and they're filling up because they're nearly exploding in these denial bubble suits because they're in such bloody denial. They're being disregarded by their government. We knew they were. Now they know they are. They know they're being disregarded by their government. The government that wanted to save you, got all the jabs for you, was saving everybody's lives, has now turned its back on you and just dropped you like a turd, basically. People know they've been disregarded by their government. Let me see if there's something to close with. Hang on. God, I'm getting this song for the sleepwalkers, and I don't know who sings it. It's what's going on? What's going on? They're asking this question, and I'm getting the song, what's going on? What's going on? It's like I said yesterday. They're now living in a horror movie. The movie It, with that clown. It's no longer the clown show. It's become a horror movie, the clown movie, well, the clown in it, called It, that I said yesterday. So we're getting the song, what's going on? What's going on? I don't even know who sings it, but we'll go and look it up anyway. But that's what they're asking. What's going on? What the F is going on? Because they don't know. See, they don't see things like us. They don't see the whole reset and this, and this, and it's in some sort of order. They're just saying this is happening, that's happening, this is happening, that's happening. What's going on? And this is where they're at. This is where they're at. That's why they're wanting to get off the train. I'll see if there's something for us today. Hang on a minute. They're showing all of us behind the fence over here at Wilson's World in Terrabilla, and we're cooking a barbecue, and we've got like the smoke all happening. You know how you smell the aroma of a beautiful barbecue with all the chops and sausages cooking, and the you know, the shrimp on the barbie, they say. Mind you, none of us in Australia cook shrimps on the barbie. I don't know where that even came from, but I'm getting this aroma that's enticing people over. It's like, you know how, oh, I can smell a barbecue cooking and it's enticing people over. That's what we're kind of doing now. We're sort of enticing people over, probably to see the light. This is just an analogy, but people are starting to want to come over now. They're wanting to come over. I guess you could say to have a life, but I am getting that we're enticing them over. It could be through the planting seeds that we've done, sharing information, doing these kind of things. And that's why it's important we leave the gate open so people feel comfortable to venture over and get out of their denial bubble suits that are nearly exploding and puffed out, like I keep saying. Hang on a sec. Hold everything. You know, the jukebox goes busy at the end of my videos. God, I'm getting a song by Marsha Hines actually, and it's called Shining. And I was shining, too bright to see, shining for all to see. That's the song I'm getting. Marsha Hines has got the most incredible voice. If any of you don't know her, please look her up because she's the most amazing singer here in Australia. And she sings the word shining. So I'm going to leave you with that today, that we're shining over here behind the fence, cooking our barbecue, enticing people over to the light and the truth. And that's the song I'm going to leave you with today. Marsha Hines, Shining. Such a beautiful song. I love her voice. I absolutely love her voice. There's another song that she sings that I really love. I'm just trying to think of what it is. Hang on. Oh, I can't get it. Anyway, that's the song I'm going to have to leave you with today, Shining by Marsha Hines. And that's what we're doing. We're shining our light, we're shining bright, we're shining our truth, and people are seeing it and they're starting to come over. They are. This is the year of the shift. We have to keep that hope and really know that people are waking up. We do. We have to keep that hope alive. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Marsha Hines, shining. All right. Take care, everybody. Don't forget to comment down below. I'll say goodbye from the doggos. I'll go give them a bone. We'll keep shining our light and pray and hope that people wake up and get off the bloody train and out of their bubble denial suits and head over to us. And keep looking out for your synchronicities, guys, too. That's really important this year moving forward. Take care, everybody. Hit the like buttons. Subscribe if you haven't, and please comment down below. I'll take care and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye, everyone. Oh, here he comes. Say goodbye, Squirrel. Bye. Oh, my God. He's a goof, isn't he? Take care, everyone. Bye.